Welcome to this week's edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. My name is Dr. Karen Kan, and I'm the founder of the Academy of Light Medicine and the TOLPAKAN Healing Method. This week, I wanted to ask Source some questions about physical pain because there are a number of us who are highly sensitive who have noticed an increase, temporarily at least, of body pain. And this could be muscular pain, joint pain, things that we normally may attribute to like what we're eating, or maybe the weather outside or toxins and things like that. But beyond that, there seems to be an ascension-related experience of physical pain for those that are highly empathetic or empathic. Now, I'm using those terms interchangeably, meaning that people that are highly sensitive who feel deeply, especially deeply in their bodies, that includes emotions and that includes physical feelings. And people that are highly empathic can not only feel deeply in general, but feel other people's stuff as well. Now, this increased physical pain is due to, at least from my current understanding, a collective healing experience. This is something that we're all going through. But yet, there's a percentage of people, I am told, that are as highly empathic or empathetic as many of us are, but are not actually experiencing physical pain. And I was like, wow, what's their formula? What do they have that we don't, right? So what was very interesting was the number of people, or the percentage of people who are highly empathic and empathetic that are not currently experiencing physical pain to the degree that many of us are over the last week or so. It's about 21%. And I was like, wow, that is like 1/5 of us sensitive souls. And remember, highly sensitive people are around 1/3 of the population. So that's still a lot of people who aren't feeling pain, which is good for them, right? So I thought, okay, so what is it that's different about them? And the answer was quite surprising. Actually, I couldn't even guess it. They are between the ages of 11 and 17. Yes, our teenagers are highly sensitive, empathic teenagers. So 20% of all sensitive souls are not, during this collective healing experience, are not feeling the degree of physical pain that you and I might be feeling. And so what is it about them that they're not feeling it, aside from, being younger, I suppose? Well, the answer, again, was very shocking. It was that they're going through soul exchanges. Some people call them walk-in, walk-outs. I call them soul exchanges or walk-ins. So that means they are in the middle of a walk-in process. Now, just think about it. That is like exchanging one soul for another. Now, on some level, I kind of resonated with it. I thought, okay, there's a lot of things going on in the world, as you know, as of, the time of this recording, which is April 2022. And I received a private message the other day because I had put something up on Facebook stories around, why I do the things that I do, and I recommend the things that I do and don't recommend certain things that are, let's just say, mandated. Not because of my personal freedom issues, but because they are harmful and unscientific and unlawful and especially abusive to our children. And somebody had private messaged me saying, thank you so much for posting that. She says, I am in a lot of, emotional turmoil. She didn't say it that way, but I'm paraphrasing. Over my 15-year-old who is scared that he is going to infect someone and scared about the mask mandates dropping and things like that. And she asked, what do I do, So this is not the place for me to explain all of that because I'd like to have a conversation with this person. However, it dawned on me that our young people are being really affected in very deep ways during this whole 2-year thing that we're going through. And that some are definitely more rebellious, I suppose, and are doing whatever they want. And there are those who are highly sensitive who are rebellious, yes, but those also that are highly sensitive who are very much pro-humanitarian, very much concerned about the well-being of the planet. And some of those folks are being, let's just say, negatively affected by the narrative or whatever, stories were being told by the news, by school, that kind of thing. And it is sad, definitely. So it does make sense to me that some of that population is going through a soul exchange. Now, why would it make sense? Well, my understanding of soul exchanges is that the new soul coming in is a more evolved soul, ready to take over the body, but also ready to take over their mission. The mission is usually a high vibrational mission, and they don't want to go through the baby stage of growing the body up, So they come in later in life. Sometimes it doesn't have to be in the teens, it could be in the 20s or 30s or even later, to evolve the species. There's different reasons, but that's a very common reason to help evolve the species. So it does sort of make sense to me that there's a proportion of our highly sensitive teens that are in the throes of a soul exchange to their higher vibrational counterparts. And it could be another version of them from another timeline, or it could be a completely different soul exchange that they have agreed to on some level prior to incarnating here on Earth. So that in some ways is very exciting. Like, okay, let's see what these guys do. So I thought to myself, okay, well, since I'm not a teenager and most of my students and clients are not teenagers, what do the rest of us do, right? Who are experiencing physical pain thanks to this collective healing experience, which of course is temporary, but what do we do? Well, I did ask, by the way, how long is it going to last? I mean, this is quite flexible, but it's about 7 weeks from the recording of this video. So that's a little long for some of us, or some of our preferences, let's put it this way. So what are the options? So I was given 2 very simple things that we can pursue to minimize or decrease the impact of this physical pain in our everyday lives. The first you may have already heard of is an exercise I call stillness through observing internal movement, STOIM. And I'll put the link near this video in case you don't have a copy of that free training. You can learn how to use STOIM, do it. It's also in chapter 4, My Sensitivities or Superpower book. Here's the thing. For amazing, fantastical manifesting in your life, okay, and healing on all levels, to be connected to the still point or stillness or the 0 point field, as I like to say, 9 to 10 to 11% of your waking time is ideal. Now, most people who aren't spiritually inclined, if you will, and don't meditate on a daily basis, run around less than 1% of their waking time connected to the still point or the 0 point field. Those of us that do meditate, whether it be stillness on the fly, like I like to do, or concerted meditations, we can go anywhere from 1% all the way up to 10%. And for me, getting to that 10% ideal auto-healing state, if you will, has taken about 3 years, because it's about quantity, quality, and consistency. So for me to be consistently connecting to my body, feeling energy within, which is kind of the process that I go through, that doorway to stillness, takes some degree of remembrance and effort. Not terrible effort, of course, it's easy to do, but it's just remembering to do it. Like, for example, I just remembered to do it just when I said just now, a few minutes ago, about remembering. I was like, oh yeah, feel the energy in my body while I'm doing this video. Right, so now I'm connected to the 0 point field as I'm talking to you. Gotta, walk my talk, right? So reaching that 10% of the waking time is an amazing feat, accomplishment, if you will, kind of like a goal if you were going to set a goal. However, for this resolution or decrease in pain, as we're going through this collective healing experience, which is a good thing, but to decrease symptoms and to be like those other 21% of highly sensitive, in this case, people who are teens that are not feeling pain, we got to do what they're doing. And for them, going through a soul exchange, for some reason, is amplifying that still point in them during this time. Now, I don't know what it looks like in their everyday life. It could be that they're lying in bed with flu-like symptoms, okay? So I don't know what else they're going through. But I've noticed that sometimes when I'm in stillness more and more and more, I'm actually really, really tired and go, oh yeah, that's all I can do. Yeah, so then I choose to go into stillness even more than usual, when I'm not doing the whole Energizer Bunny thing, right? So one of the strategies to decrease pain is to do stillness through observing internal movement, or your avenue to stillness, for 25% of your waking time. Yes, I did say 25%. Yes. So it took me a few years to get to 10%, okay? Like consistently. So 25% of our waking time, that is a lot of meditation on the fly, or meditation and movement, right? Because a lot of us are not just sitting there with our eyes closed 25% of our waking day. It doesn't include sleep, guys, okay? So that is one simple, maybe not easy, but simple strategy to decrease the quality and the quantity of your pain. And I have to say that being or remembering to be in that stillness through observing internal movement has actually helped quite a bit. Now, the hard part, or the tricky part, is when we're in pain, we often are running away from it. We're trying not to think of it, trying not to attend to it, trying not to be in the body. And we have to do exactly the opposite to decrease the pain. We actually have to be willing to feel it and feel the energy in our body in and around those pain areas, and allow it to run its course, and it diminishes on its own. So it's a little bit of courage that's required, just knowing that you're not going to be hurt, it's not going to be dangerous for you to do that, and having full willingness to do that. So that is one of the strategies. The other strategy is actually a freebie. Well, it's now a freebie. It used to be something that was paid for, called pain erasure. So pain erasure was in a program called the Light Warrior Advanced Healing Program, and we included multiple different versions of it, as well as it written out and all that kind of stuff. I decided, with conversations with Source, to make it available for anyone right now to download it as a freebie MP3, so you can play it on your phone or your computer and just, meditate with those healing frequencies going on to decrease the pain that you have in your body. So will it work for 100% of people? I don't know. I hope it works for as many people as possible. Some people have things that they need to know about, in order for the pain to release. But if a grand proportion of your pain is fairly recent and it's increased compared to what is normal for you, then it could be very well this collective healing experience. So what I've done is I've taken the pain erasure that I had before and I've energetically infused it with an upgrade. So if you have it from another program, that will automatically up or up level, if you will, the one that you have. You don't have to re-download it or anything like that. But if you don't have it, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video so you can get that download of the free version of the pain erasure. And we'll also do some TOLPAKAN healing activations around the topic of pain as well. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about today, aside from physical pain, is the keys to the kingdom of heaven, or keys to heaven on earth. And when I was talking to Source about this, things started popping up into my mind. Like, how do we experience heaven on earth? Because I believe it's completely possible. And in fact, I might even change my mission statement to heaven on earth, because it's been percolating in my consciousness. I've used other words, but I'm actually really resonating with that phrase now, experiencing heaven on earth in the now. We don't have to wait to die, to do that. We can experience it now. And I believe that what we experience in a body in this lifetime can be perceived as a hell or heaven, depending on, who's looking at it, who's perceiving it. So there are, I found, several keys to experiencing heaven on earth. And I want to share these with you and see if they resonate with you. Okay, so let's start with the first of the 5 C's, or keys, to the heaven on earth. The first one is consciousness. So consciousness meaning our connection to the divine and growing closer and closer in relationship with the divine within. So the higher consciousness that we are evolving to, the more we will be experiencing heaven on earth, no matter what's physically going on around us. So that is key number one. Key number two is commitment. So this commitment is to growth and evolution. And this commitment can be made by anyone, but a commitment really means commitment. It doesn't mean sort of, when I feel like it, I don't know, maybe next week, So the commitment's like, okay, I am in. I'm going to play this game full out for my growth and evolution wherever it leads. Okay, so you can feel that, right? That degree of commitment. So that also is a key to experiencing heaven on earth, because that commitment starts the universe changing to reflect your internal milieu, if you will, or energetically what you are intending. And that's similar to intention, so that commitment. So the third C I want to talk about is something I call consistency. Now, this is bigger to me than it ever was before, because what I notice is if I am consistently doing a positive habit or something that is new, so maybe it's a little difficult for me, but I'm consistently working on it. And if I forget, I said, okay, let me try that again, right? And continue working on it. That these tiny, tiny changes can make huge differences. And that the whole synchronicity and, law of attraction, manifestation, that really gets in gear because of that consistency. One of the examples I give is that I did a 21-day Kung Fu punching challenge. What that meant was me chain punching 111 punches, okay, all at once, for 21 days straight. And if I missed a day, I would have to start all over again. Well, guess how long it took me to complete the 21 days in a row? About 4 months. Yeah. Now, I'm pretty disciplined, but this was a new thing, a skill set I was trying to make better, and I purposefully did not put an alarm on or ask Alexa to remind me or anything like that. If I remembered, I remembered. If I didn't, I didn't. And I might have only skipped a day here or there, but it did take me 4 months to complete the 21 days. Why am I talking about consistency? Well, because after the 21 days, I decided to continue and keep going. So instead of 111 punches a day, I did 135 sets of 5. And amazingly, I remembered for a total of 79 days in a row after taking 4 months to get to 21 days. What does that tell you? That tells me that it's like something that sparked once some people call it, like Jeff Giniak, my friend, calls it divine completion. You get to a certain level and you've leveled up. So I leveled up after doing that 21 days, so I could do 79 days in a row. Yeah. And so it became easier. So what was hard, not perfect, what was hard became easier because of that consistency. And that is the same for everything that you choose to do. And you'll see it in 360 degrees of your life, whether it be relationships or wealth or money or career or health. Consistency is the key. So that is one of the keys to experiencing heaven on earth. The other one I want to talk to you about is congruency. Yes, congruency. What is congruency? Well, congruency is being aligned in thought, speech, and action. And this definitely has been a challenge for me, and it is a challenge that I have decided to take on. Talk about commitment, right? Full force is to be aware of the thoughts and the words coming out of my mouth and being consistent with my actions. I'll give you a very practical example of this. If you were watching my Spiritual Medicine Digest a couple of weeks ago, I may have revealed to you that I was waiting for the face diaper mandates and the nose swab mandates to actually drop before traveling to Tulum, Mexico, where I won a trip for 2 based on wonderful performance of my business in the Lifeway business. And this is the first time that I was actually, publicly awarded something from the company. I was very excited to receive, and I said yes, I would go, not really knowing what the rules were, but I had a couple of months to make a play for changing whatever the rules were. And I created a deadline for myself of last Friday if the 2 mandates had not dropped and I had not heard a proper legal written response from the 5 organizations that I wrote a legal lawful mandate of non-consent or a mandate of exemption to, that I would cancel my trip. Now, some people are like, oh my gosh, just put the stupid face diaper on, right? This is a free trip to Cancun and Tulum. Are you nuts? Like, come on, It's like, what's so bad about a little nasal brain swab, right? But I was like, no. Either they register the exemption, and I have that paperwork, because nobody wants to get stuck in a foreign country, right? Or I don't go. So as of Friday noon, didn't hear anything. So I decided to cancel the trip. Now, the day before I was supposed to take off for the trip, they dropped the face diaper mandates. So my friends got to go without having a face diaper on their face, and they are grateful, and I am grateful for that. Absolutely. So one out of the 2 things actually did happen. But I'm okay with giving up that prize. Okay, it was good to be able to walk up the stage and receive a prize and get my picture taken, and that's what's the exciting part too, in addition to exploring the Mayan ruins and snorkeling in a cave, whatever. Yeah, for sure. However, congruency meant that if I felt strongly that I must be on the side to stand up for the children, to stand up for people who it is not appropriate or who do not want these certain things injected into them, and to be an energetic creator, creational field as they call it, to create a new reality. I can't go against what I'm saying just because I want something that's desirable. It's not life-threatening, right? I don't have to go, and I'm okay with that. So I gave it up. I gave it up. So that is an example of congruency. So what else? So let me just review. So we got commitment, right? We got, consciousness. We got commitment. We got consistency, congruency, and the last C to the keys of heaven on earth is compassion. Not just compassion for yourself, but others. Meaning that if we are still in a place of blaming somebody or something, or saying it's their fault, or these are the evildoers, blah, 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 right? If we're looking for an apology, if we're feeling self-righteous, okay, this is not the key to the kingdom of heaven. I know it's not easy, guys, because even in, I grew up rather religious, there was such an emphasis on right versus wrong, black versus white, like up versus down, like the polarity was just in our culture, including Chinese medicine, right? Yin and yang, polarity. But we're moving to unity consciousness, which means that everyone is coming from the one. That includes all entities, that includes all so-called bad guys, all come from the one. We're different aspects or fractals of the one having a different experience of the one. So is there really anything to forgive? And we continue living after we leave our bodies. So compassion is being able to understand from the other person's or people's, whatever, point of view, and not needing them to, ask for forgiveness, not needing them to be punished, and really not needing anything to happen because you say so and because you're self-righteous. There's a lot of people going, God won, and I'm like, well, God always wins. Like, what are you talking about? They just want to win. They just want to see the bad guys go down and get punished. Sorry, that is not the key to heaven on earth. If you really want the keys to experiencing heaven on earth, we got to let go of all of that self-righteousness, that blame. So this week's TOLPAKAN Healing Activation is going to help you hopefully in that space, as well as mitigating some of the emotional issues surrounding pain. So if you're ready to receive a TOLPAKAN Healing Activation, you can sit back and close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Feel any energy running in your body. You can rub your hands, really, really fast. Close your eyes and feel the energy in your hands and just see where it goes. Just notice, feel, focus, feel, and follow the flow in your body. I'll go ahead and say the TOLPAKAN Healing Activation, and your job is just to notice your body and what happens. Here we go. So I now command that whatever is preventing you from letting go of the following be healed in the highest and best way, including letting go of the need for any sort of physical or non-physical pain, the attachment to experiencing pain in this or any other timeline, any victimhood associated with pain, any judgment around the pain. Go ahead and heal all these things completely in all lifetimes where you exist with ease, speed, and grace. It's now commanded that anything preventing you from fully loving every experience and every moment of every life be healed, including being able to love the pain as it is, love it as a teacher and a guide and a transformative agent and motivation for us to shift, change, and evolve in the highest and best way. For this and all our blessings, we give our thanks and gratitude. So be it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead and take a breath in and out, and I'd love for you to comment under this and let me know under this video how that activation felt in your body. If you didn't feel anything, that's okay too, but I'd love if you comment, and if you are on one of the platforms where this video is being shown, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to share it with anyone that you think might help, or it might help, or you think the message would be good for them. Now, I do have some announcements for this week. On Light Warrior Radio, Monday at 12 noon Eastern, I'm interviewing Jeff Gignac, one of my good healer friends, and I absolutely love Jeff. And every April, at least so far for the last few years, Jeff has had a special on his life response frequencies, and he usually gives us a very special deal. Now, the life response frequencies, very interesting background on this. This is one of the few things that I actually haven't bought from another teacher that I use pretty much consistently. So those healing frequencies are very high level frequencies, and to be honest, I don't use a lot of other people's stuff. Sometimes it's like just not having time, and other times because I get better results with mine, and it's not an ego thing, it's just whatever works, right? That's what I like to tell people. But I really like Jeff's life response frequencies. First of all, the music's amazing, the calligraphy is amazing, and this year, 2022, he's giving us a special, and this is very special because I bought two, well, I've got multiple programs of his, but two of them that I have that I consistently use are life response frequencies and the energetic support services, where I get an energy healing from his team every Thursday, and I can definitely feel the difference, okay? And it's just kind of a no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to arrange it. I don't have to go to an appointment. It is just done. If I want to, I can change my intention list every single week of what I want those guys to heal, and then it gets done. And normally that's a monthly fee, and he's actually including it as a bonus for like $22 or something ridiculous like that for the whole year. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, Jeff. So we're going to be talking about what all this is and give you more details so that you can make an informed decision whether this is the right fit for you. I kind of like the ease of it and knowing that someone else has got my back besides me on a regular basis. So I'll put the link near this video so you can listen to the radio show, and I'll also put the link to the cart check out the coupon code. Remember to add the coupon code in, right? Because you'll get $100 off, and then add in that toggle if you want to for the extra $22. You also get another free program that he created recently, and I'll let you listen to the radio show to learn more about that. So that's going on for the month of April. And I think he's going to have it go a little bit beyond because we got this out a little late for folks. So it's going to go on for, another couple of weeks. So don't worry about that, but definitely get it as soon as you can if it resonates with you. Another announcement I want to share with you is that my Healthy Habits, Healthy Life series is ongoing every week. I do a new Healthy Habit, Healthy Life. So I will put the link below to the playlist if you're interested. Last week, I did one on intermittent fasting. So there's actually handouts with that one if you want it, of what I've been doing, and see if it resonates with you. You can try it out, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, that's fine. If it does, awesome. A lot of people ask me what I do, what I eat, things like that. So I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of what it is that I use, the products that I use, how I do my meals, and what works for me. And then you can see it, tweak it, and make it your own. So that was the Healthy Life, Healthy Habits, Healthy Life video from last week. And then this week we're doing one on the life response frequencies. So I'll show you that one as well. The other announcement is that the Transdimensional Alchemy program launched on UWealth Revolution, that free interview with Darius is actually still ongoing. So Darius was agreeing to keep their replay on because it was popular. So for this week, as far as I know, it is still going on. So if you did not receive the alternate self support protocol, you definitely want to listen to that whole interview so you can receive all those healing activations and energies and learn more about healing your many lives and why this is part of our human evolution. Last but not least, upcoming event, I want you to mark off May 6th, yes, Friday, May 6th at 4 p.m. as I am going to be doing a special interview / mini workshop with Trey Stinnett, one of my coaches, one of my business coaches, about the Wealth Dynamics Lighthouse. Yes, this concept and model totally revolutionized the way I saw my business. I used to have a lot of great ideas. I always have a lot of great ideas, but I didn't realize that the order that I was doing them in my business was completely backwards. And this Wealth Lighthouse is perfect because it kind of gives you step by step of what to do when. So we're going to be talking about the utility of this Wealth Lighthouse and your wealth dynamics profile. We did one last year. It was very, very popular. So this year we're doing like a freebie event, and you'll learn more about the more in-depth event coming up during this, but I want to give you a free invite to that. So if you're not already on my email list, you can go to KarenCan.com, pick up one of the freebies, get on the email list, because we're going to be sending you invite only that particular link to get on live with this mini workshop with Trey. So you can find out more about this this wealth lighthouse. It's going to be really, really cool and really, really fun. So even if you don't have a business per se, but are thinking of doing a business, or you're kind of sick and tired of working for people and just being in a job you don't like, you definitely need to check this out and see if it resonates with you. So thank you so much for joining me for this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. And remember to hit like and subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.